This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, good morning. Couple of folks have asked for a video on how to um, set up the Tomcat, or rather, how to set up the e-library application, which we use for the all the sessions. Okay, so I'll try to record a video on this so that it will be useful for everyone. Okay, so first thing is you need to download the Tomcat folder, either from my Google Drive. Okay, so in the Google Drive, you can in the p underscore August folder, you can download this Tomcat and hyphen new t.zip. Okay, so you can either download this by clicking this and download, or um, you can go to the sheet, Google Sheet, where I would have provided the um, URL for downloading all these softwares. Okay, so either way you can do it. You can go to the Tomcat uh, site, and then you can download um, the Tomcat software. Okay, so once you download it, you can just extract the Tomcat folder. Okay, you will get something like this. Okay, once you extract the zip file, you will get it. Okay, so for the easy setup, download it from a Google Drive. You can also download the latest version of Tomcat from the site directly, but accordingly you may have to have the Java version. Okay, so there's a compatibility between Java 8, Java 11, and the Tomcat version that you download. You can just verify uh, the Tomcat versions and Java versions. The one which I'm having it in my Google Drive, it will be compatible with uh, the Java 8 version. Okay, so you can have a make sure that you have a Java 8 in your mission. Okay, and then for the Tomcat, you can download from the Google Drive and then unzip it. Okay, and then go to the web apps folder. Go to the web apps folder. Okay, here you need to download again. You need to go back to the Google Drive. Okay, download the WAR file that I will be having it in the respective folder. Um, for example, if it is response time analysis, I might have given the WAR file, which will have a response time issue. Similarly, for memory issue, I would have given the WAR file in the memory folder, memory leak folder. So you can go to response time analysis and download the WAR file. Okay, so the elibrary.war, you can download it, which will not have any response time issue. Or if you want a response time issue, you can also right click on the response time 1 or response time 2. Okay, different issues. You can just download it. Once it is downloaded, you can copy that WAR file. Okay, and then paste it in the your Tomcat web apps folder. Okay, let me go to the downloads, and here just copy it and then paste it here, and then rename this to e-library, e-caps, l-claps, e-library. So I'll just delete my old file. Okay, so once you download here, make sure that you are going to rename it exactly like this. Okay, so once you copy it and rename it, go to the bin directory. Okay, and then double click on the startup. Okay, so you will get this Tomcat window. where it will start the Tomcat server. You will see all the log related to that, and at the end you will see that your app is installed and started. You have to wait for that message. Meanwhile, if you want to know in which port the app will be listening, so host name will be localhost, and port, to check the port, you can go to the configuration, you can go to the server.xml. Okay, open it. Here there is something called connector. If you from the top, if you come down, you will find something called connector port. Okay, here you can change it to 8083 or 8084 or 8080. Okay, so that your e-library application will be listening in this port. Okay, you can just, if you are going to download it from internet, the default will be 8080. If you are going to download the Tomcat which I have uploaded in the drive, it will be 8082. You can change it to 8083 or 8084. It's up to you. Okay. Now, if you go back to the Tomcat, it says, the last line says, the server startup in 4664 milliseconds. One way to verify if the deployment is done properly or not, you can go back to the web apps folder. You will see a e-library folder created. The name will be similar to your WAR file name. You go inside that e-library folder, you will see a lot of HTML files. Okay, you will see image folder. And if you go to the web INF, you will see classes. If you go inside, you will see in the servlet, you will see a lot of class files. Okay, so this will so one confirmation that your deployment is done properly. Okay, so once this is done, you can go back to your browser. Okay, and then you can hit localhost 8082 or 8083, whatever you configured in the server.xml, you give it. Okay, and you will get this page. Okay, so the default login is admin@jtp.com and password is admin123. You just do a login. Okay, once you log into this application, it might take a couple of seconds, and then you can navigate to the other options. Either if you want to do a view librarian or add librarian, you can just go and manually navigate through this various functionalities. Okay, but yeah, this is what you need to do it for setting up your application in the Tomcat, and you will be able to access your application. Okay, if in case if you wanted to create a WAR file by your own, right? In case if you are little comfortable with Eclipse, right? Or if you want to try out this Eclipse, you can import the project. You can go and file, open project from the file system. Okay, you can use a directory in which you would have downloaded the e-library folder. For example, in the sheet, Google Sheet, I have given the URL from where you can download the e-library project. Okay, so in this e-library, in this site, Java Point, you can go and download the entire project as an Eclipse code. Okay, and download it in a folder. Okay, and that folder is where you will import into the Eclipse. Once you import into the Eclipse, okay, you will get this e-library folder where the entire source of this project will be here. For all the admin logins, view librarian, everything will be there. Okay, so what I will do is I will be creating some issue for a memory or for a response time or for a thread related problems inside the code. Whenever I make changes to these Java file, or if there is any new Java file that I create, that also will be uploaded to the Google Drive. For example, in the response time analysis, there will be a ext call.java, and then there will be admin login.java. So these things you need to download this Java file, verify login.java. So these .java files you need to download and then copy it into your directory. Okay. So once you copy it, either it will replace your old file. So you can just take a backup like the way I've done admin login B, admin login 3. So the admin login.java will be replaced by my new file. Okay. That is what it will be used when you create a war file. So you copy it and paste it here. Okay. Always take a backup of your Java file before you copy it. And then you can just go right click it. Okay. Right click on this and export this to a war file. Right click, export to a war file. Okay. So which means your whatever changes you're going to do, if you want to do a change or if you want to copy my login.java into this, you always have to create a war file and then copy into the same directory here. Okay, Tomcat web apps folder, and finish. A new war file will be created, which you can again when you restart the server, this changes will get applied. Okay, and first time when you set up this Eclipse and this e-library project, okay, uh, you may have to probably do some changes to the database connection. Okay, in fact, even without Eclipse also, if you are going to download the war file from my drive, and if you're going to access, say for example, um, the view librarian, okay, um, those will not work directly. The reason is for a view librarian, add librarian, you need a database. Only for login, we will not need a database connection because there are no SQL queries for login. But if you are going to access view librarian, okay, if you don't have a database, you will either get a blank page, okay, or in the even in the your log, you will get a exception, JDBC exception. If you see here, it says MySQL JDBC exception. Okay, it is couldn't able to establish a connection with a DB. Okay, and in the UI you will get a blank page. You won't get any data. Okay, in a separate recording, in an extra recording, I will probably try to provide you information about how to set up the database and the tables and the database connection in the e-library. But again, that is not really mandatory uh, for you to set up the library at the beginning. Basic thing that is required for you is even Eclipse is not required. If some of you are not very strong in these things, don't worry. For you to get started with these learning, all you need is a Tomcat and the war file. Okay, for setting up this application, so that you can practice all the profiling, JProfiler, response time profiling, or memory leak analysis. For that basic thing is more than enough. Okay, yeah. Thank you, guys.